Merci, merci. Thank you so much.
Faculty and staff and students here this afternoon. For the guests in the room, my name is Dan Kelly. I am the very proud principal of Smithfield High School. It is my honor to welcome our superintendent, who's hiding right there, Dr. Judy Paolucci, our assistant superintendent, Dr. Sarah Monaco. We have a few members of the school committee that are here as well, and one who will be a school committee member tomorrow. Happy to have you guys here as well. Teachers and staff, and Margarita's family and friends. Thank you all for coming here this afternoon to support Margarita. I am extremely proud of the students and the staff at Smithfield High School. The teachers and staff in this school work very, very hard to create a positive and welcoming environment that supports learning, challenges students to succeed, and pushes students to view problems from multiple perspectives. And each department carries out this work in their own unique way, and I'm grateful for all of them for the work that they do. But today we're here to honor a member of our staff for her unique contributions to the art of teaching the French language. Margarita, you are an outstanding language teacher. You are a servant leader. You are a strong advocate for bilingual education at the local, state, and national level. You are a great friend to many, many in this room. You are a great mom, now grandma. We are all very, very proud of you for this achievement, so congratulations. So, I took 3 years of Spanish. I don't know any French whatsoever. And so to kick things off, I'm going to have a little help here today. So I would like to introduce two former Sentinels, Mrs. Alexandra Dempsey Bruneau, class of 2004, and Miss Elena Dempsey, class of 2008, to introduce our special guests here this afternoon. So welcome back, guys.
When I were in high school, we both worked hard to qualify for la Société Honorée du Français.
Ah, well said. You must have a degree in French.
A notable phrase in the induction ceremony is that a person who knows 2 languages has the worth of 2 people.
Knowing our mother teaches both French and Spanish, speaks multiple languages at home, her worth far exceeds 2 people. Having your mother as a teacher in high school is just as scary as you'd think it'd be.
And it also doesn't help that I've never had a French teacher in middle school, high school, or college that wasn't on a first-name basis with my mother.
Our mother's classes were often regarded as intense, pushing you every day to enhance your foreign language skills, but she did more than just that. She taught her students, her many, many, many students, public speaking skills, confidence, interpersonal skills, sometimes English grammar, and her great fun facts to prepare us for being contestants on Jeopardy!
If her students were lucky enough to join her on a trip to France, they would have an experience of a lifetime. Because she wanted her students to experience more than just a tour bus view of France, they got to experience France as a local. Have you ever tried to wrangle 25 people to take the French metro? I've given the Margarita tour of Paris to many of my friends who visited me when I was studying in France in 2008. And more recently, 2 years ago, when my husband and I traveled to Paris for the first time together.
After all of her years of teaching, many would assume Margarita would ease into retirement. But it's quite the opposite. She's harder to get in touch with than the Pope, jet-setting around the globe to conferences, seminars, public speaking engagements, teaching at a university, and not to mention her day job. We're very grateful to her, not just as her daughters, but as her students, to have such a strong role model in our lives.
We are thankful to our mom for everything she has done for her students, promoting the French language and culture, and for us. She has made me the woman and mother I am today.
And there's no one else we'd rather look up to than her. So to put my Chinese degree to use, 祝贺.
Félicitations.
And now it is our pleasure to introduce Mrs. Joyce Beckwith. Mrs. Beckwith served for many years as the AATF regional representative for the New England region. She's an author and a lifelong promoter of the French language. She's a commandeur of the Pomme Académique and the president of the American Society of the French Academic Poems. Joyce Beckwith.
Thank you, ladies. I have the wonderful assignment to introduce our new General Consul of France, who just arrived about a month ago in Boston. Monsieur Arnaud Montré was Deputy Assistant Secretary for North America in the Bureau of the Americas at the French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs, and responsible for bilateral relationships with the U.S. and Canada. He joined the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2006 in the Bureau of Strategic Affairs, International Security and Disarmament. From 2009 to 2011, he served as counselor at the French Embassy in Moscow and then became advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for Russian, Eastern European, and defense and security issues. From 2012 to 2015, he served as senior counselor and spokesman at the French Embassy in New Delhi. Monsieur Montré is an alumnus of the École Normande Supérieure and the École Nationale d'Administration. He holds an MA in civil law from the University of Paris too, and graduated from Sciences Po. He also teaches global affairs at the Paris School of International Affairs. How lucky are we in the New England region to have this charming young man. Can I go while there are notices over the loudspeaker? To have this new consul among us. Thank you very much for coming today, and voila.
Thank you. Thank you, dear friends. It's a pleasure to be here. It's my first day in Rhode Island, and I'm very pleased to be here at the Smithfield High School to honor one of the great teachers of this school. Madame la Superintendent, dear Dr. Judy Barucci, Monsieur le Principal de Smithfield High School, Mr. Dan Kelly, Madame Beckwith, Président de l'American Society of the French Academic Palms, Monsieur Hebert, President de l'American Association of Teachers of French of Rhode Island. Chère Margarita Boyazzi Dempsey, Mesdames et Messieurs, chers amis, je suis extrêmement honoré de vous retrouver aujourd'hui pour la décoration de Madame Boyazzi Dempsey au titre de chevalier de l'Ordre des Palmes académiques. The Ordre des Palmes académiques is an honorary title first instituted by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1808. Still awarded to this day, the title continues to honor professors and researchers who, through their work, bring honor and distinction to the language, people, or culture of France. One such individual, Margarita Boyazzi Dempsey, is here with us this afternoon. Mrs. Boyazzi Dempsey, what a pleasure it is to have the opportunity to enumerate your many accomplishments and to share the story of your life this afternoon. As the daughter of immigrants from Albania, you spoke one language at school, English, and another at home, Albanian, and you experienced this bilingual education you then advocated for, and we collectively advocate for that education, for the benefits it has, especially for early childhood education. Your love of French began at an early age when you started to study French, your third language, in high school. You continued to learn the French language while in higher education as well, majoring in French at Skidmore College and obtaining your MTA in French from Assumption College. In addition to these academic credentials, you have studied in both France and Spain, committing yourself to linguistic and cultural immersion even beyond your time in college. Indeed, Mrs. Boyazzi Dempsey, you have dedicated your life to the learning and teaching of languages. After finishing your academic degrees, you decided to become a French and Spanish teacher at both the high school and college levels, teaching at Smithfield High School and lecturing at Bryant University and Rhode Island College. You are also incredibly active in related professional networks serving as representative, board members, and former president of the Rhode Island Foreign Language Association. You will help me with the acronyms because there are several of them coming. RIFLA, or RIFLA. RIFLA. For the past 2 years, you've also been the regional representative for the American Association of Teachers of French, AATF, the chair of the AATF Essay Contest, member of the AATF Committee for Exemplary French Program Award, and an active member of its commission working to address the French teacher shortage. You've been honored twice with the RIFLA Mary Mora Excellence in Teaching Award, and you've also been named Smithfield Public School District Teacher of the Year in 2001. Additionally, you were awarded by the Northeast Conference on the Teaching of Foreign Languages, and ECTFL, Teacher of the Year in 2013, and you were a finalist again for the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages, ACTFL, Teacher of the Year 2013 Award. Furthermore, you pioneered a program known as French Language in the Elementary Schools, a program that brings advanced level high school students to Smithfield's elementary schools to start their foreign language experience from a young age. Language instruction is your true vocation, votre métier, comme nous dirions en français. You frequently meet with Rhode Island Department of Education professionals and other public servants throughout the state in order to support language instruction at all levels. You continuously work to make the study of other languages and the appreciation of different cultures a way of life, just as much for your students as it is for yourself. And you devoted so many efforts to organize student trips around the world, and in France in particular. You have helped to show your students some of the breadth and beauty of the Francophone and Hispanic worlds. We are very inclusive when it comes to Francophonie. We think French language is also an introduction to the diversity of culture, and maybe the best Romance language to learn first, to then expand to Spanish and Italian. So we are very welcoming for all those traditions. Mrs. Boyati Dempsey, you have truly gone above and beyond in your role as an educator, changing your students' lives as you make them into global citizens. Pour votre engagement depuis près de 40 ans en faveur de la promotion de la langue française, qui a été pour vous une deuxième patrie, nous sommes heureux de vous remettre cette décoration qui constitue une reconnaissance solennelle du travail exceptionnel que vous avez accompli au service de votre passion et de vos élèves. Vous devez savoir, chère Margarita, que le président de la République, dans ses précédents discours sur la francophonie et la promotion de la langue française, a fait un long éloge du professeur de français, le professeur de français étant le soldat qui veille à la diversité culturelle, à la promotion des valeurs des Lumières dans le monde. Alors, l'assistance entière s'est retournée devant la première dame française, Madame Brigitte Macron, qui était aussi professeure de français, professeure de lettres français. Et le président a souligné tout son soutien aux professeurs de français à travers nous. C'est pourquoi je suis très heureux d'être là aujourd'hui et de reconnaître tout ce travail qui a été accompli. Voilà, on va vous remettre votre décoration. Chère Madame Boyati Dempsey, au nom du gouvernement français, je vous fais chevalier des palmes académiques.
General Consul of France in Boston, Madame Libra, Education Representative at the French Cultural Services, Principal Kelly, Madame Superintendent, members of the school committee, faculty and students of Smithfield High School, family and friends of Madame Margarita Dempsey. I'm thrilled to be here this afternoon to honor Margarita in my capacity as president of the American Society of the French Academic Palms, and also as a long-standing colleague of Margarita, and to share in the ceremony and prestigious decoration. We all know how exceptional Madame Dempsey is in the classroom, but many of you may not know everything else outside of the classroom, which she does to promote the French language and Francophone culture. Elected to the executive board of the American Association of Teachers of French, now serving her second term as New England Regional Rep, Madame Dempsey regularly communicates with teachers in 6 states, attending their conferences, sending them the latest instructional materials, setting up workshops and webinars for them, and scheduling concerts for their students to celebrate special events. She's also an active board member and past president of the Rhode Island Foreign Language Association, and was named Teacher of the Year for Rhode Island, and then a nominee for it at the Northeast Conference in the teaching of foreign language, just to name a few of her professional activities and accomplishments. Whatever Madame Dempsey undertakes, she does with a smile. She never says no. She's always willing to fight for French and share her expertise and her passion with others. This esteemed distinction, being named a Knight in the Order of the French Academic Palms, acknowledges her talent, her generosity of spirit, her exemplary efforts, and the meritorious service which she has actively contributed to expand and to advance the teaching of French in Rhode Island, in New England, and across the United States. Félicitations, congratulations.
Monsieur Arnaud Montré, consul général de France à Boston, Madame Pierucci, Madame Monaco, Monsieur Dan Kelly, membre de l'administration de Smithfield Schools, Madame Cipriano, Monsieur Richard Anatelli, Madame Beckworth, Monsieur Michel Hébert, mes chers collègues du département des langues étrangères et ma famille. C'est un honneur incroyable de recevoir les palmes académiques. Je suis très reconnaissante au consul et à Joyce et à ma chère Magali pour m'avoir nominée. C'est un moment que je vais chérir pour toute ma vie. Thank you to all of you for being here this afternoon for the ceremony of the Palme Académique. I love what I do. I love teaching because I believe it is important work. The first day in Madame Anderson's French class in 7th grade, I fell in love with French. Perhaps it was because I spoke other languages at home, but I seemed to have an aptitude for speaking French. But really, I think it is because it is such a beautiful language. I have been fortunate enough to travel and to study in France, and then to bring students to visit France and see everything again for the first time through their eyes. For me to hear my students communicating with people in French is an extraordinary joy. I have worked to advocate for French in our schools because I believe it is so important that our students be prepared for a global economy and a global society. The French language goes far beyond France itself. It's spoken on every continent, and U.S. News and World Report stated that in the year 2050, French would be one of the most important languages for global economy. Clearly, I did not get here by myself. I have had great mentors, like Jack Lawrence, who started the flights program. I just continued it. Who was department head when I was hired here at Smithfield High School. Michael Murray, with whom I taught for so many years, who's also my peer. Joyce Beckworth, who exemplifies what a national leader should be. To Janelle Lafont-Paquin, who mentors future leaders and is the best editor I know. The board of the AATFRI, my colleagues, my friends in the language department who demonstrate professionalism. You inspire me each and every day. To the members of the Smithfield High School administration who have been supported, and our faculty, who's the best, just the best, and my students. They are smart, driven, generous, and most important, they are just wonderful people. My family has always understood my commitment to teaching, and they have supported me every step of the way. My extraordinary handsome husband, I said handsome, I mean it, Frank, my beautiful, intelligent, strong daughters, Alexandra and Elena, my mother, Anna, have made it possible for me to attend conferences, serve on state, regional, and national boards, and spend so much time doing schoolwork. For me to be honored by the French government for doing what I love to do is humbling. I am truly, truly thankful for this honor, and I will continue to champion the study of the French language that I fell in love with Mrs. Anderson's 7th grade class so many, many years ago. Merci, merci, merci. Thank you so much. For some refreshments, and I think we need some photo opportunities.